Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnicht Chevrolet Video Sports Update. 0-8 in the first half, and the Jaguars embark on the second half of the season with a road game against Tennessee. In fact, they play Tennessee twice, play Houston twice in the second half. They also play Buffalo and Cleveland and finish the year at Indianapolis. So while the first half of the year, their opponents have the best winning percentage in the NFL, some of that has to do with every one of them beat the Jaguars. But in the second half, it is much less, and the Jaguars have what you could call winnable games. I would say winnable if Justin Blackmon was in the game, because he increases their offensive passing statistics by 50% over the second 4 games of the first half as compared to the first 4. With him out of the mix, that's no good. I mean, it's incredibly selfish, and many of the players thought so, but obviously chose not to criticize him, rather focusing on his rehabilitation as a person rather than a player. A lot of people said to me, look, why don't you just cut that guy? There's no downside to keeping him. You don't owe him any money. If he comes back, you only have to pay him his salary. If he gets suspended again, he is done for his career. He can't go play for somebody else and come back and hurt you. So there's really no downside to that, no matter what you think of him as a person. The Jaguars should adopt the attitude, let's use this guy and use him up until he's not usable anymore, and then whatever happens to him, happens to him. But at this point, he can only apply for reinstatement in 2014. So what do the Jaguars look for going forward here? Obviously getting better, which I think they are. The rookies need to stay engaged, because for many of them, they'll hit that wall, and there's still half of the season to go, because in college football, this is when things start to wind down. In addition to that, I think the Blaine Gabbert thing is over for Gabbert. I think that Gus Bradley has decided on Chad Henne as long as Henne stays healthy. No downside to keeping Gabbert either. You don't owe him a bunch of money, and in fact, you probably can keep him as your backup next year if he's still under contract. But the reason that they put Henne in there, I do think he gives them a better chance to win, but I also think he gives them a better opportunity to assess what else is going on. He gets them in the right play against the right defense. So consequently, if you're running the ball in the right situation, you can actually see whether your guy's adjusted. You can better assess where Mike Brown and Cecil Shorts and Mercedes Lewis and guys like are that, because Henne at least is going to get the ball out of there, and you're going to see how they are reacting in game-type situations. With Gabbert, the ball's 9 miles over their head. He's ducking out of the way, and he's running out of the pocket. He's not allowing the play to develop where the coaches can look at what they call the all-22 and really assess how guys are doing. So I think that's part of the situation. Will they win a game? I think they'll win a game. I think they could fall into a win at some point. You certainly hope they do. And will they draft a quarterback? We'll talk about that extensively at the end of the year. But right now, if they had to decide now, I think that none of those guys look like they're worthy of the number 1 pick, and you either trade out of it if somebody really wants that thing, or stockpile guys, or take somebody like A.J. McCarron or somebody who you think you can develop late, second, third round, Aaron Murray, whatever, somebody that you can really develop and use those front picks to continue to build the lines and build your defense into something that's capable of winning games on a regular basis. I'm Sam Kavaris, and that's the Nimnicht Chevrolet Video Sports Update.